Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Songbird's Nest. My name is Margaret, and this is Songbirds Creations, Crochet, and More. Oh, welcome in on this very cold morning. We are still below zero. I think our high for the day is only 7 degrees. So, yeah, it is insanely cold. Good morning, Lana. Good morning, Twinny. And good morning, Amber. So, who is being affected by this crazy weather? Good morning, Sam. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Yeah, who's getting affected by this crazy weather we're having? We weren't supposed to get anything out of the storm, but turns out we're getting some more lake effect snow. Imagine that. We are supposed to get between 2 and 5 more inches. Just what we need, a little more snow on top of our snow. Good morning, Julianne. Welcome in. So, yeah, good morning, Beth. Good to see you. Yeah, this weather has lost its mind. Yeah, we've had cold advisories for the last couple of days. I kept my faucet running just a little bit overnight to try and make sure my pipes don't freeze up. Not that we've ever had any problems with that, but just to keep some water moving in the pipes is always a good idea when it gets down below zero. So I did that. And yeah, so I hope everybody else that's getting affected by this storm, I hope you stay warm and don't lose power. 51 in. Ooh. Too cold for any snow? Marianne, I don't think being too cold will stop it from snowing. Like I said, we've got a high of 7 for the day and back below zero overnight again, and they're talking like we're supposed to get between 2 and 5 more inches. So I don't think the too cold is going to stop it from snowing if it wants to. Oh, but I hope that you can stay warm. Yeah, and that's what my husband said, because he lived over in New York, and he was used to it being at least 30 when it snowed. But here, well, because we live right near the lake, we get the lake effect. And yeah, lake effect snow don't care. Sam, how is your weather? Does Pakistan really get much winter? You said you're in Lahore, right? Do you get much winter up there? I have no creamer this morning. I have to go to the store after my live, so yeah, I have no creamer this morning, so I'm drinking tea instead, which is why I have the different cup. And it feels so good warming my hands up on this cup. I don't even know if I can crochet for a minute yet because my hands are so cold. But yeah, I'm drinking cinnamon spice tea, and it's nice. It's pretty tasty. Yeah, I don't like milk in coffee. Um, Half and half, or one of my fancy schmancy creamers is my first choice for coffee. If I don't have that, and we barely have any milk, so I didn't use the last of the milk for coffee. I made myself a bowl of grits this morning for breakfast and had a trickle of milk over that, along with some butter. That was pretty yummy. And it warmed me up inside. Whew. Well, maybe I can pick up my crocheting now. So what is everybody working on? Sam, did you get your yarn and needles, hooks? Have you started crocheting yet? I have one of the Storm Chasers live stream running over here on my phone, and he's in Arkansas right now, and they actually have quite a bit of snow on the ground. And I was checking out the Dallas area weather for Camille to see, what it's doing over in her neck of the woods, and it's looking like they're cold enough that it could do some snow. She will be so happy, especially if they get more than just a dusting. You finished a beanie a little while ago, and we'll go back to the afghan you're making for the bed. Nice. Julianne, yeah, I know how that goes. I am not a fan of baubles either. They are one of my least favorite things to do. In fact, usually if I see a pattern has baubles, I will pass it by, unless I can rework the pattern to not have baubles. Then I might still do it. But yeah, baubles and me are not friends. What game are you playing, Marianne? Or I'm sorry, Julianne. Yeah, they do. They take too long and they use up a lot of yarn. Baubles are yarn eaters. So, what kind of tree is it, Lana? Are you making like a Valentine's Day tree, or? Well, Amber, you are the artist. You can do it how you want. Oh, that's too bad, Marianne. Unfortunately, fleece blankets can do that, though. They will start to thin out. My peacock blankets have gotten a little thin, but I wash them a lot, so Darn, Marianne, I wish I lived close to you. I could fix it for you. Good morning, Grammy Rita. Welcome in. Good to see you today. Are you staying warm and safe and home and cuddled in your blankies? I think that's what everybody needs to be doing today. Of course, Icy had to go out in below zero weather this morning, and he decided instead of coming in the house, it was time to go play. Crazy dog. He is just telling me he has no brain. A craft fair outside with highs in the upper 50s? Woo, that's a little nippy for an outdoor craft fair. I hope you get customers. Yeah, I know, Amber. I didn't name him that, but he responded well to it and knew it was his name when we got him, so I didn't change it. And with his eyes, it's actually a good name because he does have some icy blue eyes. I am sitting here working on this Mobius wrap. This it's getting bigger, but slowly. My trio blanket is really close to being done. I'm looking forward to it so I can have it on my bed. Actually, it's big enough to be on my bed now, but I want it to go the whole length of the bed. Marianne, a teleporter would be, yes, we definitely need a teleporter. We would be, of course, I'd never be home if I had a teleporter because I'd be teleporting all over the place. Be teleporting down to see Camille and over to see Helix and down to see Marianne and down to Florida to see Melissa. So, yeah, my hubby would. Oh, and I'd have to go out and see Julianne and her kids. My hubby would think he lost me. Oh, oh goodness. I could have actually laid there and slept a little more. I had the storm chaser going, and right now about all the sound you hear from his channel when he's not talking is his windshield wipers slapping back and forth. Good morning, Helix. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. You're so sweet to set an alarm. We were just talking about how we need a transporter so we can transport all over the place and visit everybody. I said, you would definitely be on my list of places to teleport to. Brandon is supposed to go live at 1 o'clock, Marianne. I was watching Jaden Pappenheim. He's a Michigan guy, so I enjoy him because when he storm chases up in Michigan, I recognize all of the places that he goes. So that's kind of fun. So he is right now in Arkansas, and they've got like 4 or 5 inches between the ice that they got first and then snow on top of that. Yes, we would definitely have some adventures, Helix. That would be a blast. Our buddy Sam was here a little while ago this morning, Helix. I don't know if he's still here or not, but he popped in for a minute and said hello. That was a nice surprise. Yeah, I do too. I was surprised to see him. Good morning, Renee. How are you today? Oh, hug a tackle. Card making day. Oh, fun. That ought to be a good time. Yeah, I'm gonna head to the store after my live, do get that out of the way as fast as I can, and then I'm going to be right back home, probably right back up under my blankets. I'm gonna try and finish my trio blanket today. And you guys, I am almost done with my spider dream. I'm working on sleeves right now. So I am so excited. That thing is almost done and it actually fits this time. This is the third time I have made this thing. And every time, the two times that I've made it before, it was too big. And the thing is so ruffly that having it too big, it was just like, whoa, too much, too much. But yeah, now it fits me right where it should, and it's ruffly at the bottom, and I think it's going to be so pretty. Thank you, Helix. Well, I've been trying to make this thing for the last, I think, 2 years and haven't been able to get one made that would fit me. So, yeah, I'm excited. So, yeah, hopefully tomorrow when I come on my live, I'll be able to show it off to you. Or I don't know, do a short or something later on today with it on. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It's kind of interesting because with it being so asymmetrical, working sleeves into it is kind of strange, because on the side that you actually start from, you're starting from the armhole, and so on that side it's more like not even a sleeve, it was more like almost sleeveless. So I worked a little bit of sleeve onto that side, but the other side where you join it, because the neck comes down and around like a normal neckline, but then it goes asymmetrically across and up onto your other shoulder. So when you join it up here at the shoulder, it kind of makes more like a loose sleeve. And yeah, it's kind of a little mind-boggling to figure out sleeves for it. Yeah, I saw that Mishy is still sick too. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. Poor thing. She's really been under the weather. This has not been a good winter for her. 18 inches of snow in Oklahoma. Oof. I do not envy them that. Well, you know, the last time we had snow, we had 16 inches fall, and it's been cold enough that we did have a 30 the other day. So it did melt just a little, but yeah, we haven't lost a whole lot of snow yet. And now they're saying we could get up to 5 more inches. So I'm so ready for spring. Yeah, that's hard, Tank, when you don't even get over being sick from the first thing and catch something else. Yeah, yeah, when you are too sick to play with in it, snow is, I'm just too old to play in it. I don't enjoy snow like I used to. When I was a kid, I used to love going out and tromping around in the woods, and we had a pond out in our woods that would freeze up every winter. It was kind of a seasonal pond because during the fall we would get enough rain that it would fill it up, and it would freeze, and we could go out and shovel it off in the wintertime and have a place to skate. But in the summertime, it would basically almost turn into just a swamp. I mean, there would still be a little bit of water, but it would be more like toward the very middle of the pond. Yes, Marianne, I do remember putting bread bags inside my boots. Never did it, never anything in the mittens, but definitely put bread bags in your boots so you could get them on your feet. And I can remember a couple of blizzards in my lifetime. We had one, I think it was around 68, and I know it had to have been around 68 because my mom had to go to the hospital for um, gallbladder surgery, and it was not too long. I mean, it was like the winter after she had had my sister, and my grandma came to stay with us, for a while after my mom had the surgery, and we had huge snow banks where the plows had plowed up all the snow. And so we had probably 10, 12-foot snowbanks where all the snow was piled up. And, us being kids, of course, those snowbanks were mountains to us. So, you can't keep a kid off a mountain. So, um, oh no, I hope not. Lana, yuck. Um, but my grandma, I would come home every day from school soaking wet from playing on the snowbanks. My grandma warned me if I came home soaking wet one more time that I was going to get a spanking. Well, needless to say, next day I earned my spanking. Oh, Lana, that's not good. You guys got anything you can take for it, I hope? Oh, where did he get food poisoning, Amber? Well, Lana, what happens is you'll catch you'll catch the A variant the first time it comes around, and then what happens is it goes out into the population and circulates around a little bit more and mutates, and so you won't catch the very same A variant that you caught before, but you will catch the next one that comes around after it mutates. So yeah, it can keep coming back and coming back. See, the vid did the same thing. That's why there have been so many different vaccines for it, because every time it circulates through the population, it mutates a little bit more, and you can catch the next one that comes around. Oh, yeah, Amber, that can happen. You've had the vid 7 times? Oh my goodness. I think my dad has had it 4 or 5 times now. Yeah, and my sister has caught it 2 times coming over to America. So she caught it on one trip several years ago, and they didn't get super sick, but they had a lot of things planned. They were out in California to visit her daughter, and they had a lot of things planned to do while they were out there. One thing that they had planned to do was go visit a bunch of the national parks out there, and they ended up just kind of doing driving tours through all the national parks that they wanted to go to. Marianne, I think probably it is because I have never caught it either. Knock on wood. Um, but part of that is the fact that the first time it came around, I was taking care of my mom at the time. So I left the house as little as possible. And when I did leave the house, it was basically just with my husband, and we would go someplace to walk or, something like that where we could socially distance. But yeah, we luckily did not catch it. I was tried to be really careful because I did not want to bring it home to my mom. We did have a little scare with it because my husband was overseas when it first hit, and he got home just in time before the travel ban started, and he wanted to go right back to work as soon as he got home. And I was telling him, this stuff is no joke. I said, I don't think you need to go back to work for a while yet. So then they had the shutdowns, and he basically couldn't go to work anyway. So then as soon as the shutdowns started letting up, he wanted to go back to work. So he did. And first day back at work, he was there all of an hour and a half, and they came around with a notice that somebody in the building had tested positive for COVID, and they were shutting the plant down. And they couldn't tell them exactly who it was, so he didn't know if he had been exposed to the person who had it. So he went ahead and came home, and of course he comes in, he talks to me to tell me what's going on, talks to my mom for a minute, and then he goes on about his business of hanging out for the day. Well, about 4 hours after he got home, he got a phone call that before he could come back to work, he needed to go test and have a negative test. So I was like, well, you came and talked to me, so if you've got it, there's a good possibility you could have passed it to me too. So he and I ended up going the next day and doing a testing, and luckily came back negative. But 13 years, wow. Congratulations, Julianne. That's where my hubby and I are at too. And 46 years, that is amazing. In May will be 11 years for you, Helix. That's cool. My anniversary is coming up next month on the 23rd. Um, I wanted to get married on Valentine's Day, but things didn't quite work out that way. So, mainly because my divorce wasn't final yet. It was so funny when I went to court for my divorce after I walked out of the courtroom with my lawyer. I looked at him and I said, "So, how soon can I get married again?" He looked at me like I was absolutely insane. And he said, "Well, you probably want to wait at least long enough for the divorce to register at the courthouse." So we ended up waiting another couple of weeks. Are you talking to me, Lana? No, February 23rd is when mine is. But yeah, my lawyer definitely thought I was nuts. But he didn't know that really the only reason I was getting a divorce is so that I could get married to somebody else. So otherwise, I probably wouldn't have spent the money right then that I didn't really have a whole lot of. But yeah, Marianne, well, this is my fourth one, and we are coming up on 14, and all of my other ones only lasted like 2 years each, with, you know, 10 years in between. A single Pringle? That's funny. Lizzie has an interesting sense of humor. Think so, Julian? Who was it that? I don't know. Yeah. Um, yeah, we never know what what our past was before we were put into this incarnation on the earth. I've been told before that I'm an old soul. I don't know. I think maybe I'm an old soul but a young soul at the same time. I don't know, because I still have a lot of very childlike tendencies to me. You know, Renee, that just sucks. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. That is very interesting, Helix. Yeah, Lana, Rue is Lexi's older daughter. Good morning, Tammy. How are you doing today? My weekend is going just fine. It's very cold, so I'm trying to stay warm, but otherwise, high protein, zero sugar coming out soon. Oh, yeah, Bluebell ice cream is good. I wonder where I can get Bluebell ice cream. I don't know if we have any place around here that sells Bluebell. I'll have to look for it though. My hubby is always upset when I get ice cream and he can't have any. He still eats it anyway when he really shouldn't, but he resists it as long as he can. But I have gotten to where I don't eat ice cream as often as what I used to, for the main fact that I like to eat ice cream at night, and my stomach doesn't appreciate me eating ice cream at night, so I don't end up going through a half gallon very fast. So once it's sitting in the refrigerator for a while, or in the freezer, I should say. Yeah, if it sits in the freezer for very long, he's gonna end up getting into it. He can only resist temptation so long. Tammy, you're not getting hit by any of the storm that's going across the country? Tank, what are they calling for you? For this crazy weather. Well, we're not really getting the storm that much, Renee. We've just got really cold weather and some lake effect snow. Well, you know, personally, I'd rather have the four-letter S stuff than ice. Ice has a tendency to break trees and take down power lines and all of that stuff. So I would rather have the S stuff. I am from Indiana, Tammy's, um, northwestern Indiana. So yeah, we're up here in the great white north and the bitter cold. Yeah, that's about the best you can do. Hunker down and ride it out. Um, I was in Tennessee for the superstorm that hit in 93 or 4, and we lived in an apartment at that time, an upstairs apartment, and I looked out the next morning after that storm had hit, and our stairway to go downstairs, because we had a balcony, and then we had stairways down to, the ground. Well, our stairway was completely covered, I mean, inches of ice. And I was like, nope, 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 not doing that. And we ended up losing our power. Um, we lost our power overnight. Luckily, we lived fairly close to the hospital, so they got our power in our area restored really quickly. But that is one of the biggest ice storms I have ever seen in my life. And um, we lived across the street from what at one time had been a military academy, and they had huge, huge, huge old oak trees, live oaks, all over the grounds of the academy. Well, we sat there and listened to trees literally exploding all night long because of the weight of the ice that was on them. They just kaboom, and they were smithereens. That storm took out a lot of trees. When I could finally get down my stairway, I walked out to the street and looked down the street, and all of the trees on either side of the street were all leaned in to where it was just like an archway of branches all the way down. It was kind of neat looking, but it wasn't good for the trees, needless to say. Not the ones that not the ones that were arched over the road. They were fine, but all the big all the big trees that blew up, yes, they ended up losing all those trees. They had to come and cut what was left of them, and it definitely messed up a lot of the old trees over there. It's kind of sad. There was an ice storm up in Michigan. I don't know if it was last year or a couple of years ago that took out, it was an ice storm that took out like a whole forest of pines. Tammy, what happens is that the ice will build up on the branches of the tree, and the ice pressing down on the branches weighs so much that the trunk just can't take it. So the trunk, once it keeps pressing down like that, the trunk will just eventually just go, just basically explode. It's just, it's absolutely crazy looking. Good morning, Tina. How are you today? We've been missing you over at Camille's. Yes, it does sound like cannons going off. Exactly. Good morning, Mishi. How are you feeling, dear? I know you've been under the weather. Hey, Jay. Good morning. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, you're out of town right now. Okay, that's understandable. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry you're too sick to go out and play in the snow, Mishi. I hope you feel better soon. Camille keeps trying to talk me into doing a snow angel, but I'm afraid if I did a snow angel out in my yard, I would end up buried in the snow and you wouldn't find me till spring. I contemplated doing one up here on the front porch. I think we actually have enough snow up on the front porch right now that I could do a snow angel out there. Hey, Arity. Good morning. You know what, girl? I do not blame you for staying in bed. It is too cold to be up and around, in all honesty. I got a rude awakening at about 5:30 this morning with Icy wanting to go outside. So I went and let him out, and then trying to get him back in the house again after he gets out there. The dog just has no brains, so therefore feels no cold, and no, he did not want to come in. And I put on my little, I've got some little rubber gardening shoes that I keep by the back door, so I stuck those on my feet just long enough to step out on the back porch to holler for him. And yeah, he just looked at me and ran the other way. So I let him stay out for a few minutes more, and I came in to start my breakfast. And after I got my water on to boil for my grits, I heard noise out by the back door, and I went out there, and he was standing at the back door waiting on me. So he apparently finally got cold enough to have sense enough to come in the house. I just worry about his feet, because even though I let his fur grow out, you know, to give him that extra insulation. You know, after a while, he gets that fur packed with snow. That's not going to do him any good. So I worry about his paws getting frostbite when it's this cold. And then he will not wear booties. I bought some booties for him, and it was actually pretty hilarious. After the fight to get them on him, he did not want to walk around with them on, and watching him walk around with those boots on was just absolutely hilarious. I mean, he'd pick up a paw and he'd shake it and try to get the booty off, and he'd pick up his other paw and shake it. Then he'd pick up his back paw and shake it. He just did not want to wear those things. That, and the first time that I tried to put the cone of shame on him, oh my God, I have never seen a dog so traumatized in my life. Um, he just could not deal with having the cone on. So I ended up, I felt so bad um, that I was like, well, okay, can't do that to the poor guy. So I ended up getting the inflatable donut one. And at first, he really didn't like that either. But then he figured out he could use it for a pillow. And then it was okay. Because he's a dog that just thinks he has to have a pillow all the time. Even if it's a cement block, he thinks it's a pillow. Yeah, he thinks he needs head support. I don't know why. He doesn't have a brain up there. I don't know what he's supporting. Um, I don't think I could get Icy to wear clothes if I tried. Um, he already has his thick fur coat, so I don't think he would be too happy with me trying to put any kind of coat or sweater or anything like that on him. Oh, that's right, sweet Arity. Ba, ba, ba. Are you asking me, Helix? Oh, Arity. Okay. Yeah, I figured you knew he was a husky. Many times as I've showed him. Yes, huskies definitely have big personalities. Oh, wow, Mishi. So anybody that's here that is not subscribed to Mishi, please go subscribe to her. I doubt that there are very many of us that are not subscribed to Mishi, but if you're not, go to Mishi's channel and subscribe to her. Part Beagle, part Springer. Ooh, I bet he was cute. Our neighbor they bought a Basset Hound puppy back in October, and he was just a little guy when they got him. I mean, he was just weaned, and he was so cute with those big, long, floppy ears and everything. Well, she went away. She went down, I think she probably went back down to Oklahoma, which is where she's from, for maybe November and December. And she just came back a couple of weeks ago. And she had him out in the backyard, and he barked. He has got the biggest bark now. Oh my God. He has a bigger bark than Icy. Of course, Icy's not a real vocal dog, but yeah, he just has this huge bark. Buttermilk biscuits, that sounds good, Tank. You can send some of those my way. Are you leaving us, Tina? It's been good seeing you. Thanks for dropping by. Stay warm. I guess you're in Arizona, so you're not getting any of this, are you? Well, y'all, I have been here for an hour, so I am gonna go and get out of here and get my errands done for the day. I really do not want to go out in the cold, but well, Helix, thank you for coming. I appreciate you getting up early just to come see me. You're special. Oh, and I want to say thank you to everybody for coming in. I really appreciate all of you. And I hope that you all stay warm and safe through the storm. I hope none of you have power outages or anything. And Helix, how soon are you going live, sweetie? Because I'd like to come hang on the couch with you too, but I do have to go. Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll still be on when I get back and I can come hang out on the couch with you, because yeah, I've got to go to the store. We are out of a lot of stuff right now. So, all right, y'all. Well, everybody, thank you once again for coming in. Go do what you love and with the people that you love, and take care. I will be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. So I will see you all then. Bye-bye for now.